Jeff here once more to orient your fitness in the right direction. I'm here with my assistant today, and I'm going to be talking to you about how hamstring injuries happen. Because it's a very common injury if you play sports, if you kick a ball in soccer, if you're turning rapidly, if you're accelerating and then suddenly stop and decelerate. That can all predispose you to getting a hamstring injury. Now, in case you don't know, your hamstring muscles, they're in the back of your leg, your upper leg, and they travel and attach below your knee. So their main function is extending your leg backwards like that, your upper leg, and also flexing your knee. So the hamstring injuries, they can happen by, say you're kicking a soccer ball. This is the foot, this is the knee. You're bringing your lower leg forward. Your hamstrings attach to the back of your knee. So remember how I said your hamstrings work to flex your knee when they contract? Well, they also work to slow down your lower leg as it extends forward. So when you do a kicking motion, your hamstrings are going to contract to slow down that motion forward of your lower leg and control it. So this can predispose you to getting a hamstring injury due to four main things that I see that can cause hamstring injuries. I'm going to talk about four main things that lead to hamstring injuries mainly. So the first thing is your hamstrings are stiff. You don't stretch them enough. If you don't stretch your hamstrings enough, a lot of tension, a lot more tension, is going to be placed on them when you bring your lower leg forward, like when you kick. Because this is already creating a lot of tension when your lower leg is moving forward like that. So if your hamstrings are stiff, it's going to create even more tension on them as they seek to control that forward motion. So being stiff and not warming up is certainly predisposing you to, or increasing your chances of getting a hamstring injury. The second reason is that your hamstrings are weak. So if your hamstrings are weak, they're not going to be able to control this forward motion as well. So your quadriceps, they're on the front of your leg, and they attach below your knee in the front. So your quadricep muscles work to extend your leg forward. So if your quads are too powerful, they'll extend your lower leg forward and overpower your hamstrings too much. So that can predispose you to an injury. You working out your quadriceps too much in the gym and not working out your hamstrings enough. Another thing that can cause hamstring injuries are you're tired. You're tired, so you could be going into bad movement patterns when you move. So if you're going into bad movement patterns, then your hamstrings might not be functioning properly, or the hamstrings are tired and they might not be absorbing as much energy as they should be when you move. So that can predispose them to being injured. And the most common way that the hamstrings are injured is because they've already been injured. That's the number one reason that most injuries happen, by the way, that you've already been injured in a certain muscle. And so that could predisposes you to being injured again. Because, say I injured my shoulder, I might not be moving my shoulder the same way as I used to, because my body's trying to protect itself. Then once my shoulder heals, my body never got out of that movement pattern, that new one, that it established to protect itself, which could be an inefficient movement pattern, and done over and over again, that could predispose you to getting injured. So the same thing can happen in your hamstrings. You injured your leg previously, now your hamstrings might not be functioning the way they should, and that can predispose you to getting injured. And scar tissue could have been laid down where you tore your muscle fibers in the hamstring muscles, and scar tissue is stiffer than normal muscle tissue. And remember, I said increased stiffness can lead to increased tension on your hamstrings. So the scar tissue could be stiffer, and that can predispose you to getting injured as well. So guys, I just went over four things, how hamstring injuries happen. You could be tired, you could be fatigued, you could be weak, or you might have already injured your hamstring muscles. So those are the 4 main reasons that I've found to lead to a hamstring injury. So now you're more aware. Alright guys, this has been Jeff, once more, orienting your fitness in the right direction. If you like this video, please thumb it up, comment, and subscribe to my channel. Thank you, and I'll see you guys later.